Good morning and welcome to SSiTV's Weekend Trends. On our trends today is AKA rapping about love and sorrow. AKA is back in the studio. After taking some time off to mourn the death of his fiancée Anele Tembe, rapper Keenan Jared Forbes, popularly known by his stage name AKA, is reportedly back in the studio to record some music. This according to a tweet by Super Mega's top fan and promoter Tulisani on Tuesday, 2 June. Following her death, AKA announced that he would be taking some time off to mourn her death, as he was reportedly also receiving counseling. AKA chose to step away from the public eye completely, as he handed over his social media accounts to his public relations team. Later, Mpumalanga-born artist Oskambo retweeted Tulisani's tweet saying that he's so tempted to play the new record on his Instagram story, but he has to respect the process. Although no details about his new music have been released apart from Tulisani's tweet that it is fire, fans are hoping he channels some of his emotions into the mix. On other news, Princess Diana's iconic dress is star of a royal fashion exhibit. Princess Diana's wedding dress for her 1981 marriage to Prince Charles was one of the best kept secrets in fashion history. The gown sparked such intense interest that young designers David and Elizabeth Emmanuel locked the ivory slick dress, which had a 7.6 meter long train in a safe at night. Plight from obscurity for the commission of a lifetime. The pair even took to putting dummy bits of fabric in the studio bins to throw anyone rummaging through them off the scent. According to an exhibition of royal fashion, including Diana's iconic dress that opened on Tuesday. The exhibition, which runs until January 2nd, chronicles some of the hard toil behind the dress, featuring photographs of the seamstresses as well as the keys for the safe where it was safely deposited nightly. The exhibition also highlights Diana's growing sense of personal style and evolution from girlish flicks to slicker, more impactful outfits. And on the side of LGBTQ, the LGBTQ activists call on government to protect their rights. The LGBTQI activists and allies of the community are calling on government to protect their rights by introducing a hate crimes bill. The community has handed over a memorandum of demands to the Constitutional Court. It follows a spate of murders targeting its members in just the past few months. Having received the memorandum of demands, the manager of the Constitutional Court promised it will reach the Office of the Justice and SAPS. The first cruise ship in 17 months arrives in Venice. A cruise ship arrived in Venice for the first time in 17 months on Thursday, signaling the return of tourists after the coronavirus pandemic, but enraging those who decry the impact of the giant floating hotels on the World Heritage Site. The MSE Orchestra arrived empty from the Greek port of Piraeus and will pick up about 650 passengers on Saturday before heading south to sample the delight of Bari, Corfu, Mykonos, and Dubrovnik. The numbers on board are limited by COVID-19 restrictions to a fraction of the ship's usual 3,000 capacity, while all passengers must show negative tests before joining the cruise. However, their presence in Venice is proving no less controversial than it was before the pandemic, with 2 demonstrations planned for Saturday, one in support of the cruise ship and one against. It is time for initiation season. It's a joyous imported tradition, but one that has to be carried out safely. Western Cape Authority says they are ready for the winter initiation season, which had to be cancelled last year due to the lockdown regulations. This year's rite of passage will see initiates required to have 2 face masks, a sanitizer, and liquid soap. Traditional leaders in the province are happy to finally initiate the boys. The Western Cape Arts and Culture Department says risk management training is ongoing, and Provincial Health Department will help monitor the process. On the other side of the world, the Canes can't wait for Film Fest after a horrible year. The 5-star Palace hotels are in full swing, the sound of music breathed across the beach after a horrible year blighted by the coronavirus crisis. The French resort of Cannes is finally buzzing again as it gears up for its film festival. We can't wait, said Patrick, chief executive at the majestic hotel that overlooks the Mediterranean and the festival venue. Last year, the film festival, the world's biggest, was cancelled because of the pandemic. With France slowly emerging from a partial lockdown, the 2021 edition was delayed from the usual May date to July the 6th to 17th. The festival is to announce its lineup of Palme d'Or contenders on Thursday, with industry insiders speculating on a peak reach in big names. However, it is still unclear how many stars will actually make the journey to Cannes, as France still requires a non-EU arrivals to quarantine, and there is no sign so far that the government will waive the requirements for the prestigious event. If all well goes according to plan, screening venues will be operating at full capacity, but a health pass or a negative PCR test may be required at the door. 3 films are already confirmed for the selection, waving for Cannes' top prize. That's it for your Saturday weekend trends. Thank you for choosing SSiTV.